has gone. And the early start is about that 80-point gap down. That's the Nifty for you, down about 0.4%. Mid-cap index is losing a little more than that. It's down about 0.7%. Bank Nifty also down in sync with the Nifty, at least as we speak. Asian Paints, of course, is taking a hard knock. 8% down on the real howler of our second quarter. Dr. Reddy's, Axis Bank, Hindalco. These are some of the early sort of movers on the way down. You have some heavyweight names like Reliance, L&T, which are also dragging. So, well, it's a 0.5% drop now on the Nifty. It is a very cautious start. 120 points gone from the Nifty, and the fight continues around the 24,000 level. Guys.
All right. Well, let's take a look at a few other stocks. Maruti Industries have gone ahead and cut their EBITDA guidance setting. So that stock is down close to around 6%. Utkarsh SFB, the asset quality issues continue. So that stock, in fact, is down close to around 6%. Premier Energies, well, the numbers look good. The problem is the stock had run a lot. So that's why that stock's down close to around 4.5%. And Indus Towers, there was so much of optimism at around 440 rupees. Now the stock is corrected around 320 rupees. I think in line with what we've seen with Vodafone Idea. That stock as well as half from the top, and that stock is under pressure even today. On the flip side, SCI, that's a stock that's done very well. It's up close to around 8%. Not sure about the news flow on that one, but that's moved well. PFC came out with a set of numbers. It seems the street likes it. They like what they've heard from the brokerages as well. So that one's up close to around 2%. And Biocon, some positive news flow that came in for one of their units. So that stock is up close to around 3.5%. Welspun Corp, the stock has run a lot, but the street has read these numbers. I think the operational performance actually was better than what Phillip Capital was estimating. For the time being, Welspun Corp has opened with a cut, I think, of around 7%. Though from the lows, it's seen a bit of a recovery. It's now down close to around 5%. Second half of the year should be far better. ITI as well is up close to around 2.5%, so some green out there, but the advanced decline ratio is clearly in favor of the number of stocks that are declining, close to around 2:1 as we speak. And a few more names actually that deserve special mention. Oro Pharma up close to 2%. Ashok Leyland, we heard the management earlier today. That stock as well has opened up in the green. On the flip side, oil prices have fallen a little bit, so Oil India is down close to around 2.5%. We're 100 points lower. The reference point on the lows on the downside today is 23,950 on an intraday basis. Reba?
Well, the small cap index is down more than 1%, so there is a lot of pressure. Many earnings reactions. So Advanced Enzymes has opened with a cut of about 7%. Here, profits have declined on a year-on-year basis. Even MapMy India, which is listed as CE Infosystems, this was a company which over the past 2 or 3 years was growing between 30 and 40%. But this quarter, for the last 2 quarters, Q1 and Q2, the top line growth has only been about 13-14%. And the company is talking about a slowdown in the consumer and enterprise business. Autos have done well, but the other part of the business, X of autos has come under pressure. So CE Infosystems straight away, 6% gone. Dreamfolks too, down nearly 6% on very large volumes. Jupiter Wagons has reported a drop of close to about 5%. Again, these are all stocks reacting to numbers. Relaxo Footwear. We've seen profits fall by nearly 15% for Relaxo Footwear. Whirlpool too looked okay, but the stock is correcting as we speak in early trade. On the way up, GE Vernova, that's up 5%. Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals. The numbers look good. I think profits went up over here by 50%. So it's having a good start to the trading session, so 4% up on that. Sami Hotels, a stock that Prakash highlighted, as a unique trade, it's a recovery in the hospitality business. So Sami Hotels is up close to about 2 to 3%. But, I think the accident of the day is clearly Asian Paints, 7.5% gone. It's a fresh 52-week low on Asian Paints, and there is no recovery so far. So Asian Paints continues to bleed. On the way up, the top 2 gainers are Maruti Suzuki and Tata Motors.
Yeah, absolutely. Asian Paints indeed is really pinching this fall in volumes, a huge sort of cut in margins, fall in margins we've seen year on year. So this one continues to take all the negative headlines. Ashok Leyland is now trying to put on some more gain because the management's commentary, as you heard, is very optimistic on the second half, saying that the fleet utilization rates are now going up to 90%. There's more demand for freight. Freight rates have started improving. So they're looking at perhaps hinting at maybe we're at some kind of a bottom for the CV cycle. So Ashok Leyland is a very interesting one. And GE Vernova, Vamakshi highlighted the numbers earlier. They're very solid numbers. And the stock's been up on 5% upper circuit ever since. Trent, by the way, the report that Hormaz was just highlighting, Goldman Sachs saying 8,000 is possible on the stock. Well, 6,347 today. some green on trend.
Well, DCX Systems, they have won an order, so that stock is up close to around 5%. Volumes is fairly large for the first few minutes. PPAP Automotive, that's coming as one of the top winners. Volumes not very, very high. Only 50,000 shares have been traded, so that's up 13%. And Vimta Laboratories, that one as well is up close to around 13%. Arius Agro as well, that's another stock out there. Close to 2 lakh shares traded on Arius Agro. The stock is up close to around 10%. Vimta Labs as well, more than 5 lakh shares traded out there. So that's moved up. And SCI is another one with very, very high volumes. It's more than 35 lakh shares just in the first 4 to around 5 minutes odd.
Okay, well, the market's also trying to now pull back from the lows. The cut was about 120 points at the lowest level. Now it's about 86 points. So let's see. It was always the big question of the morning. Will the opening dip be bought? And we'll have more clarity over the next couple of hours.